Manchester United have got 1 foot in the Europa League final after battering Roma at home 6-2. I'm ecstatic with that. The second half FC again is back in full flow, and I mean, I'm happy with it. I'm not happy with the first half, but obviously we can put that behind us because to score 5 goals without replying that second half was absolutely superb. You can't say better than that, really. You know, the way we were so clinical, the way that certain players played, and just turned the game on its head. You know, Roma didn't really have a sniff in that second half. They had a few chances, but other than that, it was utter domination by Manchester United. And then we'll get into all of your thoughts in the live chat. And also, if you're watching the video, please do let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Who was your man of the match? Who you think played the best? And what are your thoughts going into that second leg? Is the tie over now? Really, it should be over, but obviously you never know in European competition. But realistically, we should be on the plane to Gdansk. You know, we should already be booking our tickets. It's done. It should be done, but I'm never that confident. But anyway, you know, we'll talk about that obviously when it comes. But we are right now in a huge position of strength. 6-2, I mean, I wasn't expecting that, I'm not going to lie. 6-2, a 5-0 win in the second half. Absolutely ridiculous. Owen's joined, thank you for joining us. Apologies, welcome in the comments below. Mate, as I said, you know, in that first half, they really did test us. And I'm going to be honest, they looked tired by the end of the game. They just looked absolutely shattered. They looked gone. And I think that was one of the major reasons why we were able to do so well. Don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from us because, you know, we were clinical. We were so clinical in that second half, but they did look tired. You can't deny that. They looked really tired, and I think the gaps have started to open up. It kind of just got ugly, really, for Roma. It got ugly for them. But you know what? I don't care. I do not care at all. We go through 6-2. We're not through anyway, but we're pretty much through. 6-2, the first team in European competition history to score 6 goals in the first leg of a European semi-final. Incredible, absolutely incredible performance. I didn't see it coming. I saw that first half and thought, I think we're going to see a response, but I never thought we were going to see a response like that. You know, I never thought I would see a response like that, and I'm just so happy with it. So happy with it. I mean, you have to be as a United fan. I mean, you know, we've seen this before. We have seen this before. You know, we've seen it time and time again where we've had a really poor first half. In fact, this whole season has been, you know, us have a really shit first half, and then we go into that second half and we're clinical. We are so clinical, and we've come back from behind so many times. I was thinking, you know, at home we do struggle, and that's why I was worried. I was worried, but we got the job done in the end, and that's the main thing. And you know, really, it is job done. I mean, you know, Roma have to win by a 4-goal margin if they are to go through. They did get those 2 away goals, and that's why I was thinking it was getting a bit tricky, especially when you start like that. You know, 2 away goals conceded. I was thinking, you know, if we don't actually, you know, get our act together in the second half, this is going to be a very close tie. And I was saying it, I thought it was going to be a close tie, and I thought, you know, the first half proved me right, and then obviously we blew them away in the second half, and it kind of, you know, changed the whole dynamic, really. Owen also says, so you're not apologising for denouncing my opinion yesterday when I said they were rubbish and we beat them comfortably. What a man of integrity. I'm not. Listen, all I'm saying is that, you know, I think, you know, you'd be forgiven for saying that it was going to be a difficult tie. I mean, I know, fair play, you got it right. Fair play. You know, it seemed like it was pretty simple in that second half, but I mean, you can't sit there and say that you saw that coming. You can't. I'm sorry. I know you'll say, you know, look at what you said yesterday, but I know for a fact, because I know you, I know for a fact that you were doing that more for the camera. You're doing it more for the stream. You didn't actually think that. So, I mean, I guess fair play, but, you know. Brendan, thanks for joining as well. He says he didn't see it coming after he's told it would happen last night. Listen, I know people are getting on to me. Listen, I thought it was going to be a difficult tie. I really did. I thought it was going to be close. And to be fair, I think I was proven right by the first half. And I know, you know, they got a bit lucky. The referee was shocking tonight. We'll get onto that as well. I thought the referee was an absolute twat tonight. I mean, we got given the penalty as well, which was really dubious, but I thought overall the referee was shocking. Some of the cards he handed out tonight, I'm sorry, but yeah, Matthew's joined, so well, I'll be, yeah, well, thanks for joining, Matthew, appreciate it. Yeah, I know, I mean, I'm surprised as well. Don't worry, don't let these guys make you feel bad for being surprised that we won so comfortably. Don't let these guys make you feel bad, because at the end of the day, it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult to predict. I mean, think about this. We've gone from literally in the space of a few days, we've gone from drawing 0-0 to Leeds United to beating Roma 6-2. How can you predict anything with this club? How? You can't predict anything with this club anymore, I'm telling you. Owen says, well, unlike you, I watch football and know what teams are about. We could have scored 10 tonight as well. Cavani missed chances. I mean, first of all, I know what football's about. I'm not an idiot. And I know that Roma have actually been quite good in the Europa League this season. So you can't get me with that. You can't. That's just bait. You can't get me with that. I know that a team that has got to a European semi-final has to have respect. You have to respect them. Because any team, I don't care if they're Tranmere Rovers, if they've got to a semi-final of a competition, they deserve some respect. But obviously in that second half, their defensive frailties were exposed massively. I mean, they defended so poorly in that second half. And I'm giving full credit to us as well, because we were brilliant, we were clinical, we made the right passes. Our final ball in that second half was on par with any performance I've seen this season, really, in terms of quality. But at the same time, I have to say that they opened up. They opened up massively in that second half. But I'm not complaining. Listen, I'm not complaining. Joel Glazer says, terrible performance. I have my money on Roma. But anyway, you lot better bring that trophy back to Florida so I can use it as toilet paper holder. Well, thank you very much anyway, Joel Glazer. Appreciate you joining anyway. Brennan says, respecting other teams lose you matches. You can't destroy teams you respect. No, I'm saying that you have to respect teams, because if we went into that game tonight and we just kind of went, Roma is shit, we can just kind of dilly-dally about, just piss about, and then, we'll get through tomorrow type thing, we would have lost. We wouldn't have had that, hunger to score those 6 goals. So you do need to have that respect, and you do need to play with a level of respect for your opponent, because, in the end of the day, if we just gone gung-ho and went for them, we could be sitting here with 3 or 4 goals conceded. In that first half, they actually looked pretty good. They had a lot of movement up front. Their pace was hurting us. So I actually think, in that second half, they looked very, very decent. That's all I'm going to say. And in that first half, they looked decent. In the second half, not so much. Matthew says, Bruno could have my kids. I wouldn't go that far, but tell you what, he was brilliant tonight, Bruno Fernandes. Obviously, he got the goals. I think he got 2 goals and an assist. I thought Pogba was brilliant as well. Pogba was fantastic. So I think there's quite a few candidates for man of the match. My 3 are probably Pogba, Fernandes, and Cavani. Those are my 3 that I go with. I thought that Pogba was just he commanded that midfield, and he played on that left hand side so well. He's I don't know. It's one of those things where I think Bruno and Pogba playing together just seems a match made in heaven. When both of them are on the pitch, we seem to create a lot. And Cavani today, I think out of all of them, I'd probably just give it to Cavani. But I thought all 3 of them were quality tonight. And that's what you need. In the big games, you need your big characters to step up. And those guys stepped up massively. Red Devil Studio, thanks for joining, mate. Appreciate it. Always good to hear you, mate. And see... always good to have your say. Make sure you check out Red Devil Studio as well. Brilliant stuff over there. He says, Pogba, best player, man. I mean, I can't disagree. As I said, I've given it to Cavani, but I can't disagree, really. I mean, any one out of those 3 that I mentioned were absolutely fantastic. But yeah, Pogba was brilliant. And to be fair, in my predicted 11, I didn't actually put Pogba in the predicted 11 because I thought that, I thought he would play Greenwood and Rashford on the wings. But in these big games, Ole loves to pick Pogba. But you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it ain't broke, trust me. Off that performance, it ain't broke. Brendan says, what are you saying has nothing to do with respect? What do you mean? No, I'm saying that you need to actually kind of... I'm not saying in the game you have to show them too much respect, but I'm saying that as an opponent, you can't just go in saying, we're not going to do any analysis on this team because, we know they're shit, so we're not even going to bother doing any training or analysis. Roma are actually not a bad team. Obviously in the league, they come into this game off the back of 1 win in the last 5. They are a bit of a... They're a bit of a maverick side, sometimes they turn up, sometimes they don't, but they seem like a bit of a cup team this season, so there was no way, we should have been going into that game going, let's just not even bother analysing them, in the end of the day, they got to a European semi-final for a reason, they're not a bad team, in my opinion, they're not a bad team. G also says, we were the best team overall. I totally agree. Our defence was garbage. Yeah, in that first half especially, it was poor. It was very, very poor. I actually think if Roma had a bit more quality in the final third, they would have, scored a few more tonight, especially in that first half. I think in the second half, we had too much of the ball for Roma to really do anything. But in the first half, we were on the ropes. We were on the ropes, especially in that last half an hour. It was a really shocking performance, but then, surprise, surprise, we put it bright, and we've done that all season. It just seems to be probably, how I would sum up the season is, we're a second half team. We're massively a second half team, and we're very good at responding, which is good. But at the same time, as a fan, I'd love to see us play well for 90 minutes, just once. Just once I would like us to play well for 90 minutes. So, it is what it is. But listen, I mean, you can't complain with the result, really. Apart from conceding those 2 goals, you can't complain with the result. Scoring 6 goals, the first time a team has scored 6 goals in the first leg of a 2-legged European tie. Quality in that second half. We won that second half 5-0. It was domination, absolute domination. Brendan says our defence is not the issue, never has been. I mean, I think, to be fair, our defence has been poor at times. I mean, this season, it's been up and down, really. I think we've had periods where the defence has been good, but I think we've also had periods when we've been conceding left, right and centre. I mean, at the start of the season, I think we conceded like 12 goals in 3 games. So, we've had periods where our defence has been poor. So, recently it's been good. Recently our defence has been solid, but, at the start of the season, it definitely wasn't. But maybe you can put that down to, no pre-season. Matthew says, Owen speaking like he didn't say we should start McTominay. Yeah, I know, exactly. McTominay didn't play that great tonight. Again, I don't want to dig out anyone really because we won the game 6-2. It's kind of hard to really get anyone. But we won the game 6-2. But yeah, McTominay I thought was a bit of a liability. I thought Fred didn't play that well, to be fair. But attacking we were very, very good. I think defensively, as G said, I don't think we're at our best. But attack wise, we were just clinical in that second half, scintillating attacking football in that second half. I think as well we played a little bit on the counter-attack, and it was just one of those games where our quality of passing was just so clean and so effective, and we always seemed to choose the right pass, and it was a joy to watch. It was a joy to watch. Brendan says, when do we concede goals? When we were shit going forward. What does that do? It puts unnecessary pressure on our defence. Well, I know, no, as in, of course, when you're bad going forward and you don't put the ball in the back of the net, then of course there's going to be more pressure. I'm not disagreeing with you on that one, to be fair. But obviously recently we haven't conceded goals, but I think you're wrong in saying it never has been a problem. I think our defence has been a problem at a point, but I think right now it's not a problem. Right now our defence looks really, really solid. Yes, we conceded twice today and once because of a really poor defensive bit of positioning by Luke Shaw, but I think defensively we actually look alright. If you look at the amount of goals we conceded maybe in our last 20 games, it probably wouldn't be that high. So recently I think our defence has been good, but I'm just saying at the start of the season our defence was really poor. We conceded about 12 goals in 3 games at the start of the season. I just think I don't think it's a problem right now. I'm not saying it's a problem right now, but I think our defence has definitely been a problem at one point. I think we haven't got through a whole season without having defensive issues. So that's all I'll say about this. That's all I'll say. But anyway, get your comments in, guys, on who your man of the match was. As I said, mine was Cavani. My 3 candidates were Pogba and Bruno Fernandes, along with Cavani, because I thought they were both brilliant. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know. Mo, join us. Thanks for joining, Mo. Man like Mo, hope you're doing well. He says, get in, second half FC. I love it, Mo. I love it. Exactly. We responded so well in that second half. We were brilliant, scintillating, just cut through Roma like a knife through hot butter. It was a joy to watch. It really was. It was an absolute joy to watch. And Daz has joined us as well. Thanks for joining, Daz. Appreciate it. Always good to have you on. He says, Jesus Christ, what an incredible performance tonight. Man of the match, Cavani. Didn't put a foot wrong all night. Second leg should be a stroll in the park. It should be. I mean, I'm not ruling anything out. With that game, it was just it was a ridiculous game. So I'm not ruling anything out, trust me. But, we should be, we have 1 foot massively in that final right now. I mean, if we bottle it from here, Ollie should just call it a day. I'm sorry. If we bottle this, then it's a long day. It's a long day. That's all I'm going to say. So, we should be in the final in Gdansk, booking our tickets already pretty much. But what a display. What a performance. Cavani was brilliant in his movement. I think the way he created goals and he put the ball in the back of the net when needed as well. It was a complete striker's performance. And that's what we want to see. And to be fair, for a free transfer, he's not been too bad this season. Scored some really important goals, especially in comebacks. So Cavani, you've got to say, it's been worth it this season. It's been worth the transfer. Mo says Van de Beek has to start in the second leg. I mean, I'd be surprised if he didn't. But then again, we are talking about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer here, so in some ways I would be surprised if he did start. But yeah, surely you think he should get a game. I know that Ole's going to probably look to play a pretty strong team, but I think, yeah, there's no doubt that Van de Beek should be getting a game. He should be. Matthew says, I wonder, will Van de Beek finally... Oh, you both said the same thing. There you go. Will Van de Beek finally get a game in the second leg? My gut instinct is yes, I think he will make an appearance. Whether he starts or not is a completely different question. Under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I'm sorry, I can't predict that Van de Beek's going to start. Because we've seen it before. We've seen it in games before where you look at the game situation, even in the Europa League, against Granada, Van de Beek didn't start that game. And you're thinking, you've got 2 away goals, and really we didn't struggle too much throughout that game. Surely Van de Beek should get a start, and he didn't. So we've seen this before from Solskjaer. We've seen that he has a reluctance to play Van de Beek. So I would not be surprised if Van de Beek didn't start. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. But anyway, if you are watching, guys, hit that like button if you aren't already. And also, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below if you're watching as a video. I want to hear what you guys have to say. If you're watching on the replay, please do leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Matthew also says, hopefully this means we go for it more versus Liverpool since we can rest players for the second leg. True. I mean, that is true, actually. Obviously, it's a big win in terms of the Europa League, but it's a big win in terms of that as well, because obviously we were facing the possibility at half-time of having to rest players for the Liverpool game because, we need everyone fit for that game, that second leg, if we were going to go into it 2-1 down. But as I said, we have a really strong lead right now. I know Roma are going to be thinking this game's not over. We have overturned ridiculous leads in the Champions League before. But at the same time, you think if we just put in a professional performance in the second leg, we're better away from home as well. We can't forget that. We've got a very good away record. This tie should be done and dusted, really. So yeah, I mean, it's a good point. It's actually a good point. Mo also says, same team against Liverpool and then a rotated team in the second leg. Oh, so Mo is going a different path. He's saying, actually, we should rotate against Liverpool and play the same team in the... No, sorry, you're saying play the same team against Liverpool and actually rotate in the second leg. Yeah, true. Actually, that was what Matthew said. That's exactly what Matthew said. But yeah, I think in the end of the day... we could definitely do that. To be honest with you, do I see Solskjaer doing that? No, because I think Solskjaer's very cautious, and I think he'll still think that this tie's not over. But we might see a few rotations in that second leg. Don't get me wrong, but I just with Ole, we never see enough rotation. Really, I mean, how many times do we see a completely rotated team in a game under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Very rarely. Very rarely. Mo says, Matthew and I are on the same wavelength. Exactly. Matthew says the first goal, by the way, it was brilliant, to be fair, that first goal. Bruno Fernandes finish, the interplay between Pogba, Cavani, all them. It was a brilliant goal. It really was. It was just the perfect start. It was the perfect start. And unfortunately, we kind of made the penalty, I'm sorry, it was a dreadful decision. An absolute dreadful decision. I mean, we get all the VAR decisions, remember. We have to remember this. We instantly get all the VAR decisions because we're Man United Football Club. And, there's no evidence to disprove that. There's no evidence to go against that, of course. So, we've got to take this one on the chin, lads. I'm sorry, we've got to take this one on the chin. But yeah, no, disgraceful decision. Absolutely disgraceful decision. There's no way that should be a penalty. And I'm not sure if they're bringing in any sort of rule to change that. But the idea that can be given as a penalty, the game is gone. The game is truly gone. And you know what? I was someone who actually was for VAR. I was someone who actually thought that there was potential for it to work. But there is no way. And also, how can you give that on the field? How can you give that? How can the linesman give that? How? I just don't understand how he can give that on the field. I understand, let it go to VAR and see what they say. But how can you give that on the field? How? G says BT uploading longer highlights too. Oh, that's good. That's good. You know, we get to see the whole game, and there's a lot of highlights, to be fair. There's a lot of highlights. But yeah, I actually like the fact that they do that, because obviously in the Premier League ones that are uploaded by Sky Sports, it's like 3 minutes long. Even if there's like 4 or 5 goals in a game, it's still like 3 minutes long, and you just think, yeah, this is just pointless. I may as well watch some bootlegged highlights. But yeah, it's good to have the long highlights, actually. It's a good watch, especially after you win. If you lose, then you don't want to be watching long highlights. Mo says Pogba was all sublime tonight, deserved a shout out. 100%, Mo. 100%. We mentioned him a little bit before. I think G mentioned him in his man of the match. Yeah, Pogba was superb tonight. He really was. And I mean, when we scored the goals, you could see the passion in his eyes. He wants this trophy. He wants another trophy at Manchester United. And he doesn't look like a player who's on his way out. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, I don't want to tempt fate, because I would love to see, Paul Pogba playing for Manchester United. If he plays like that every week, trust me, if he's going to play like that every single week, I'm giving him whatever he wants. But yeah, Paul Pogba tonight was brilliant. The whole midfield, I think, in terms of going forward, was brilliant. I mean, I think McTominay and Fred weren't great, but I think going forward, we were fantastic tonight. Everyone, to a man, was brilliant. Matthew also says, I would moan about the ref, but the pen we got was a dreadful decision as well. That's true. I was thinking that, to be fair, as I was watching the game, I was actually thinking that, I was going to, on my match reaction, I was thinking I'm going to moan so much about that penalty, and then I realised, I mean, Chris Smalling, I felt bad for him, obviously, former United player, he was a servant for the club. That's just never a penalty. I mean, the ball had already gone out, and it's just Cavani basically trips over his leg that he's got. He's kind of left out a leg, and Cavani's just gone over. But the ball's not even in play. It's two shocking decisions. As I said, the referee was poor tonight. Just a poor performance overall, I reckon. A poor performance overall. And Brennan was saying, what poor results have Roma been able to turn around in the past? Tell us about the research you've done. Well, I mean, didn't they go to the Camp Nou and they turned around, was it? Did they lose like 4-1 in the Camp Nou or something, and then they won 3-0 and they went through? That's what I'm saying. You see, I have done my research. I have watched football before, mate. Trust me. This isn't the first game of football I've ever watched. I have watched football in the past. But yeah, I'm buzzing with that. I'm buzzing with that. But yeah, we go into that second leg with obviously, very, very little pressure on us, really. I mean, obviously, we've got that lead. And yeah, we're massively the favourites. But realistically, we should get the job done. And this is what I'm saying. It feels so much better when you get the job done in the first leg. It just feels so good. It feels so good, because if we were going into that second leg with a 2-1 deficit or 2-2, it would be squeaky bum time. Massively. And I don't want to go through that, I'm going to be honest. I know it's one of the great things when it's squeaky bum time, but your team get through it in the end. It's a great feeling, but there is something good about dominating a tie. There is something good about it, but we just need to get to that final. We need to break this semi-final curse. We need to. If we don't get through to that final, and we do a Spurs and we lose 3-0 away from home in a second leg, even that will get us through. That's how mad our situation is. Even that will get us through, but if we do a Spurs and completely bottle it, I don't see much future for Ollie, I'm going to be honest. I mean, if we don't get through this in this position, Ollie's got to go, man. He's got to go, I'm sorry. But anyway, I'm probably going to leave it there. It's only going to be a short one tonight. It's a bit late, so I'll leave it there. But thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section down below. And cheers to everyone who's joined in the live chat as usual. Great to have you on. Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, as I just said. I don't know why I said it twice, but I'm going to say it again. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. And thank you very much for watching. And hopefully that's us through to the final in Gdansk. But until then, thanks for watching. And we'll see you guys in a bit. Cheers.